So, following up Batman Arkham Asylum seemed like a near impossible job to pretty much everybody, including me. And until I got my third issue of Game Informer magazine, I was apprehensive. But that's old news, everybody. So, for my 20th review on YouTube, let's look at one of my favorite games of all time, Batman Arkham City. So, holy crap, I've waited 2 years to play this game, and damn was it worth the wait. 2 years of reading that article I mentioned earlier, as well as many others on the internet, not to mention watching some of the best video game trailers ever made. Rocksteady really hyped this one up, for a good reason, because this is one of the best games I've ever played. So the story begins following the events at the asylum. Warden Sharp has turned into Mayor Sharp, sectioned off an area of Gotham, and dumped all of the super criminals and thugs from Blackgate into it, with them allowed to do whatever they want. Wait, what?
Imprisoned behind these walls, gang leaders are fighting a bloody war in the middle of our once great city.
That is such a smart idea. They should try that with Guantanamo Bay. What genius! I guess Bruce Wayne figured this was a bad choice, so he protests. But before you can say First Amendment, he gets captured and taken into Arkham City and meets Hugo Strange. And we get a bit of a plot twist.
You, just like you, Batman.
Why did you spoil that in the trailers, Rocksteady? Bruce Wayne then gets taken to Penguin and instantly ruins his night. He then hightails it out of there and calls in his Batsuit. So now Batman's free in Arkham City. Oh, and did I mention that Joker seems to be dying? I actually kind of appreciate this because I had pneumonia for the last 2 weeks, so I related to all of Joker's coughing. And yeah, the actual plot is really, really good with a crap ton of awesome twists. Not to mention that the ginormous cast of characters is voiced brilliantly. Kevin Conroy is awesome as Batman and really freaking brutal this time, which I really like. Nolan North, or Nathan Drake, voices the Penguin, and that's a fantastic performance as well. And then there's Mark Hamill as the Joker. Now, apparently he actually wasn't going to come back for this game at first. He felt that he should leave the role on a high note with Arkham Asylum. And, well, put it to you this way, Mark. With all the other villains in this game taking up time, Arkham Asylum would have been a better high note to leave on. But I'm glad you came back one last time because this was your best performance. It gets better. When it comes to the list of Batman villains, I think Rocksteady managed to check off at least 80% of them, because there are a crap ton of villains in this game, and all of the character designs are amazing.
On a Monday, christened on Tuesday, married on Wednesday.
Aw, congratulations, dude. Now die. Some are just minor cameos, but there's plenty of substantial roles as well. Of course, I should definitely bring up the complaint of how many villains got their short end of the stick and only got cameos, but I only found this to be a problem with one villain, and that was Two-Face. It's odd, because along with Batman's story and Catwoman's fun downloadable side story, there's another background story in Arkham City, and that's the gang war between Joker, Penguin, and Two-Face. It's actually really interesting, and when you interfere and take down a super criminal, it's really cool to see the repercussions in that gang war. And Two-Face plays a big part in the gang war, but you only actually interact with him a couple times. Once at the beginning, and then the final Catwoman mission. Whatever, it's still an awesome story, with plenty of room to make this a trilogy. And the ending? Okay, well, it's kind of like the ending of The Gray. At first I was like, whoa, no, gosh, no, you do not. But after some time, it really grew on me. The basic gameplay of Arkham City is very similar to Arkham Asylum, but they've pretty much put it on steroids. Combat is even more epic than before. I loved it in Arkham Asylum, but this is the best combo system I've ever seen. Once again, it starts as a 4-button system, but there's a crap ton of new moves. Aerial attack, knife dodge, and, my personal favorite, the beatdown. Not to mention, you can use a ton of gadgets on the fly, mid-combo now. Just drop some explosive gel, and BAM! Plus, there's a new electric gun, which is also awesome. Batclaw also comes back, not able to get 3 people at the same time now, but that was a little game-breaking anyway. The remote control battering is eons more useful now. But back to the combat, it's so darn fun. It's incredibly polished and just a freaking blast. Your combat abilities have tripled, as have the sizes of the crowd you'll be put up against. Plus, there's some more fun, cool mini-bosses. Look! It's a giant one-armed brute wielding a scythe in a stereotypical Russian accent!
I shall slice you into pieces.
Yay! Predator gameplay has also seen some major upgrades. It's odd though, because I was really worried that there would be less Predator gameplay in the game. I don't know why, but don't worry, it's not true. First, the AI is really freaking great now. Okay, their peripheral vision is still shit, but other than that, it's really, really good. There's also some fun little landmines that can be a pain in the ass at times, but it's really fun to use them on the henchmen. Boom! And heck, with the same gadget, you can turn off an enemy's gun. Then you can get him to try to fire, he craps his pants when the bullets don't come out, and you end his day. Not to mention, we have some fun new takedowns. Of course, we have our silent takedown still, but now, if we're pressed for time, we can perform a not-too-silent knockout smash mid-takedown, and it's so satisfying. We also have several variations of
Jack from above, 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 biatch.
But the best takedown in this entire game is the wall takedown.
Oh yeah!
The main thing I want you guys to have taken away from those last two paragraphs is that this game is fun. And by fun, I mean, it's the pinnacle of video game-ness. I absolutely love the fast-paced, ass-kicking combat and the slow, methodical henchman-tormenting Predator segments. I could play this stuff for years and not get tired of it. Those two gameplay modes are the structure of Arkham City on which all the other great stuff is built upon. And it's such a solid base. This game's a freaking blast. Now that we are literally in a city this time instead of some, island, the game structure has changed a bit. The overworld is now huge, and it's really packed. There's a ton of exploration to do in this game, which is very fun. And there's some really fun gliding physics to experiment with. Not to mention all of the awesome little details that show just how much Rocksteady put into this game. Hell, Catwoman can actually go and talk to a lot of the enemies you've defeated as Batman. I mean, bottom line, this game is filled to the risers with awesome references and Easter eggs. It's a blast to explore this city, not least because of the ability to dive bomb, then fly back up. The boss fights are also definitely a step up from its predecessor. There's only a handful, but they are really, really fun. Especially Mr. Freeze, who actually adapts to your methods, making you think on your feet. Granted, with the exception of Mr. Freeze, they're still the low point of the game, but I enjoyed them much more. While I wish that some of the other encounters had been a bit more, climatic, I still found the boss battles to be a ton of fun. When you're done with the campaign, there are like a dozen side quests to complete. Admittedly, they're not all gold. A couple are you going to a specifically outlined spot, picking up a gadget, and that's it. But hey, it's a free gadget. There's another that really should have been part of the main campaign. Those who have played the game probably know which one I speak of. But that still leaves us with 9 perfectly substantial side quests. Well, 8 side quests and the Riddler, which I'll get to. Those 8 side quests, with the main campaign, give you a good 15 to 20 hours of stuff to do. But then there's Edward Nygma to deal with.
You're insane.
No, that would imply either mental illness or derangement. I suffer from neither.
Okay, fine. We'll compromise. You're just a douche. You see, he's kidnapped a bunch of security guards and placed them in 5 amazing non-jigsaw challenge rooms. I mean, these are incredible. And hell, only half the fun comes from the actual rooms. You see, Riddler's back with his trophies. Riddler's the whole spiel from Arkham Asylum, just 10 times bigger and better. And well, I found and solved every single one. And smiled the whole time. You see, in the huge overworld, there are a ton of Riddler trophies that really don't just boil down to being able to find them. Some require you to show off your dexterity with the remote control batarang, do some hijinks with the line launcher. Some are just some really brain-taxing puzzles. Bottom line, there's such a variety present in getting these trophies that you'll be compelled to track down every single one. Plus, it helps that you can interrogate Riddler thugs. Keep them conscious during the encounters, and they give you a few locations for Riddler trophies, which is appreciated because maybe I just won't look up. And if you're not in the mood to backtrack, well, maybe the Riddler's 30-hour quest isn't for you, but there is the awesome New Game Plus mode to help, where you play through again with all your gadgets from the start, with harder enemies and no counter indicators. But since your regular and New Game Plus files share Riddler trophies, it's a great way just to re-enter, say, the Steel Mill and get all the Riddler trophies as you do your thing a second time, and there you go. You've just gotten a bunch of Riddler trophies. Bottom line, this probably adds to, like, I don't know, 60-hour experience. And then, challenge mode! Now this is probably why Batman Arkham City is one of my favorite games of all time. And it all comes back to that solid base of epic combat and stealth gameplay I was talking about. But there's some fun new wrinkles added as well. Trying to get that high score with your old tactics during combat isn't going to happen. You'll need variation and gadget use along with your quick timing. Predator mode's also kind of like, I don't know, chess. You need to manipulate these henchmen into the positions you need to perform the takedowns the game tells you to do. And oftentimes formidable challenge that I really welcome. All in all, with pretty much any other game, I wouldn't give this challenge mode a second glance, yet here I am attempting to 100% it with all 4 characters. Yeah, didn't I mention? You can download Catwoman, Robin, and Nightwing. And while Catwoman's the only one with actual gameplay in Arkham City, while Robin's just in a cutscene that can be summarized as, I came to help.
Piss off.
But...
Go iron my other batsuit. And make me a sandwich.
Okay. Every single challenge map is playable with all 4 of these guys, and they all feel different enough from each other to the point where, yeah, bring it on. So let's just say this game has over 100 hours worth of gameplay. Do I have any problems with this game? Very minor nitpicks. I'll mention a few, but they are really minor. Hell, when the sequel's officially announced, I'll probably make a video denoting exactly what Rocksteady should do, but until then, here's a few to think about. Now, this isn't so much a problem as it is something to keep in mind, but you can't counter mid-ground takedown. Now, to be fair, in the challenge mode, it's a very high-scoring move, so I understand that it should be hard to pull off successfully, but it irks me sometimes, especially as Catwoman because she has to do all of her flippy motions before completing the move, leaving me open. There's also the Penguin Ice Rink.
The ice looks unstable. I need to move slowly, take my time.
Damn it, it's Killer Croc's lair all over again. Okay, actually, it's not, but patience is a virtue you'll need. If not...
How you like the ball? Oh, no.
The game's also been frozen like 5 times now. Then again, that means its track record is like once every 20 hours, so it's tolerable.
Alright.
Finally, what did you do to my game box, Rocksteady?
What? Ah, no!
Oh yeah!
But those are all nitpicks, guys. Don't worry, it's not gonna ruin your experience at all. And I just freaking love this game. The presentation is incredible with awesome respect to the Batman universe, incredible value for your money, and it's just so damn fun. You know that feeling when you play a game and you just realize you're having the time of your life and are so satisfying? That's the feeling I got constantly with the combat and Predator mode. It's like 2 completely different games that complement each other perfectly. Combat requires quick thinking and experimentation and rewards you with awesome finishing moves and epic sound effects. And Predator mode just throws every option you could ever want in taking down these bozos. And they're both heavily extended by their fantastic challenge mode. I feel like such a badass when I pop in this game, which is sort of what I'm looking for when I turn any of my consoles on. This game simply provides fun, not to mention so much value for your money, and one of the most intriguing interpretations of Batman. It's a blast, and I never get tired of it. I can't recommend this game enough. I will happily, easily, no problem, award this game my first 10 out of 10.